5. Market failure. Reagan chapters 16 and 17. Externalities. Markets create an efficiency loss because people ignore external costs and benefits. 1. Identify 4 types of externalities. Figure 16:1 shows 2. A. Show the efficiency loss for each diagram. B. Identify the common relationship between the private outcome and the cooperative outcome. 2. Discuss solutions to the externalities problem, noting the benefits and disadvantages of each solution. A. Property rights, the Coase theorem. B. Merger. C. Quotas. D. Taxes and subsidies. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Pigouvian taxes. 3. Affirm with C equals 10Q plus 0.5Q2 creates social damages of D equals 15Q plus 0.5Q2. Demand is P equals 100Q. A. Compute and compare output Q under the private, non-cooperative, solution and optimal, cooperative, solution. B. Calculate and illustrate the efficiency loss. Find CS equals benefits, expenditure and PS equals revenue, cost. C. Show how a per unit tax can be used to induce the cooperative solution. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Pigouvian subsidies for vaccination. 4. An externality has marginal benefits MB equals 48, 2Q, marginal social benefits MSB equals 48, Q and marginal costs MC equals 12 plus Q. A. Illustrate and quantify the cooperative and non-cooperative equilibria in this market. B. Illustrate and quantify the efficiency loss. C. The externality problem could be corrected with a per unit subsidy equal to $_$. D. Update your diagram to show the impact of the subsidy. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Public goods. 5. Roommates A, B and C can purchase paintings at $20 each for their apartment. Marginal benefits are MBA equals 10, 2Q, MBB equals 20, Q and MBC equals 30, 2 quetzales. A. What are the 2 properties of a public good? Figure 16:2. B. Explain the free rider problem. C. Aggregate the demand curves, vertical sum. D. Why are there kinks in the market demand curve? E. Calculate and illustrate the optimal quantity for this good. F. How should the costs of purchasing this quantity be allocated between the buyers? Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Common goods. Non-cooperative congestion. 660 commuters must travel from Mississauga to Toronto. The GO train takes 20 minutes. The average time for a commuter to reach downtown when driving on the QEW is T equals 10 plus 0.5 D, and it depends on the number of drivers D on the road. Table 16:1. A. Provide a labeled diagram to compare the non-cooperative solution to the cooperative solution. Label the efficiency loss. The marginal time of commuting T equals 10 plus D is twice as steep with the same vertical intercepts as the average time of commuting T equals 10 plus 0.5 D. B. What is the total time for all 60 commuters if they behave non-cooperatively? What is the total time if they behave cooperatively? C. Use your diagram to show how a highway toll, per unit tax, could be used to correct this efficiency loss. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. 7. The amount that a beggar outside the Toronto Stock Exchange building can collect in average revenues depends negatively on the number of beggars, R equals 102 N. A beggar has the alternative of standing in line to receive welfare benefits of $20. A. Discuss, graph and determine the non-cooperative solution and the cooperative solution. Show the efficiency loss. B. Illustrate how the cooperative solution could be achieved if the government introduced a per unit tax on the revenues of each beggar. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Information. 8. Discuss pages 372 to 374 why P is not equal to P asterisk. A. Lemons and plums. B. Principal agent. C. Adverse selection. D. Moral hazard. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Optimal pollution is not zero. 9. Pollution is a negative externality. Define E equals emissions and A equals abatement. The transfer function is E equals 100, 2A. Abatement costs are C equals 20A plus A2 while the benefits are B equals 100A, A2. Calculate optimal pollution and provide a diagram. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Permit trading. A scheme developed by Professor Dales, U of T Economics. 10 polluters. Firm 1 with C1 equals 10A1 plus A12 and Firm 2 with C2 equals 20A2 plus 0.5A22 have transfer functions E1 equals 10, A1 and E2 equals 10, A2. The government has determined that society should have E equals 12 units of pollution. A performance standards require each firm to do units of abatement. Calculate C1 plus C2. B. Each firm is issued E1 equals 6 and E2 equals 6 permits, which would require A1 equals 4 and A2 equals 4. They are permitted to trade the permits. Calculate the equilibrium price for these permits. Calculate C1 plus C2. Discuss. See what will happen if Greenpeace enters the market and purchases 3 permits. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Tutorial questions. 11 roommates A and B plan to purchase public good. Their marginal benefits from consuming this public good are MBA equals 4. 0.5 Q and MBB equals 2. 0.5 quetzales. The price is P equals 3. Calculate the total amount that these roommates should spend on the public good. Provide a diagram to illustrate this calculation. 12. A market has a negative externality. Marginal benefits are MB equals 100, 0.25 Q, marginal private costs are MC equals 40 plus 25 centavos. And marginal social costs are MSC equals 40 plus 75 centavos. To correct this externality would require a PIGUGIN per unit tax equal to $_$$ Provide a diagram to illustrate this calculation. Shade in the efficiency loss. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. 1340 commuters must decide between taking the GO train and driving on the QEW. A passenger on the GO can reach downtown in 20 minutes. A driver on the QEW can reach downtown in T equals 10 plus 0.5 D minutes, where D is the number of drivers on the QEW. Compute the non-cooperative solution and the cooperative solution. Provide a labeled diagram to illustrate and quantify your predictions. 14. A market has a positive externality. Marginal benefits are MB equals 80, 0.75 Q, social marginal benefits are SMB equals 80, 25 centavos. And marginal costs are MC equals 20 plus 25 centavos. Calculate the PIGUGIN per unit subsidy to correct this positive externality. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Review questions. 15. A plausible example of market failure due to an externality is A. The line UPS at the theater when a good movie is playing. B. A farmer with an apple orchard who also keeps bees. C. The cost of building new highways outside of major cities. D. The despoiling of rivers and lakes by nitrogen runoff from agricultural fertilizers. 16. For a production process that involves a positive externality, it is true that A. Without government intervention, the market will produce too much of this good. B. A subsidy to producers could increase production to the socially optimal level. C. Marginal social cost is more than marginal private cost. D. Marginal social benefit is less than marginal private benefit. 17. A flu vaccine has an associated ___ externality. In the absence of government intervention, the quantity of flu vaccines purchased will be ___ the socially optimal quantity. A. Negative, more than. B. Positive, less than. C. Positive, more than. D. Negative, less than. 18. The price charged for access to an unjusted, excludable non-rivalrous good should be ____ because ____. A. Positive, more than one person can consume this good at the same time. B. Positive, consumers receive a positive marginal benefit from consuming the good. C. 0, it is inefficient to exclude people from consuming this good once it has been supplied. D. Positive, marginal cost and marginal benefit for this good are both positive. 19. Moral hazard is said to exist when one party to a transaction A is subject to a hostile corporate takeover. B is not able to take advantage of the other party. C purchases insurance because they know they are involved in risky activities. D has the incentive to, and is able to, shift costs to another party in the transaction. 20. Suppose a law firm purchases additional insurance against theft, and as a result, the partners are not very careful about locking their office doors when they leave. This is an example of A. Adverse selection. B. A common property resource. C. The free rider problem. D. Moral hazard. 21. Common goods are A. Non-rival and non-excludable. B. Non-rival and excludable. C. Rival and non-excludable. D. Rival and excludable. 22. A good example of a public good is A. Taylor Swift's concert at Rogers Center. B. Light from a lighthouse. C. A publicly owned subway system. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. D. Subsidized tuition fees at UTM. 23. An example of a common property problem is A. Light from a lighthouse. B. A sport fishing river in BC. C. A Taylor Swift concert at Rogers Center. D. A congested toll highway. 24. An example of adverse selection is A. Purchasing the required homeowner's insurance when you buy a condo. B. Asking a doctor if you are sick. C. Asking your lawyer if you should sue your doctor for malpractice. D. Purchasing more dental insurance when you know your teeth are especially bad. Price 02468810. Angela 1086420. Barbara 642000. 25. The table above shows quantities demanded by Angela and Barbara at various prices. How many units should be purchased if this non-rivalrous public good has a marginal cost of $4? A. 4. B. 6. C. 8. D. None of these. 26. Which of the following roles of the government is most fundamental to a society's ability to function safely and carry on normal economic and social life? A. Holder of a monopoly of violence. B. Regulator of free markets. C. Provider of a justice system. D. Provider of health care. E. Provider of education. 27. Provincial laws that mandate a minimum drinking age for alcohol are an example of government intervention through A. Regulation. B. Communism. C. Merit goods control. D. Public provision and price control. 28. The direct resource costs of government intervention include the A. Opportunity costs of foregone investment. B. Rent seeking. C. Increased costs of production arising from compliance with regulations. D. Salaries of government regulators. 29. The total costs of government intervention in the market economy include A. Extra costs arising from regulation. B. Compliance costs. C. The costs of rent seeking. D. All the above. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. 30. Rent seeking is a problem of A. Private organizations in which ownership is not identical to management. B. Pure free market economies. C. Centrally planned economies. D. All economies, given the existence of government. 31. Economists generally agree that government intervention in the economy is appropriate. A. Only when the market fails to provide a socially useful good. B. Whenever there is a market failure. C. Whenever the benefits of the correction of the market failure through intervention are greater than the costs of the intervention itself. D. Whenever the costs of the intervention are greater than the value of the correction of the market failure. 32. If pollution is associated with the production of some good, then A. Marginal social cost minus marginal private cost is positive. B. The price of the good is equal to firm's marginal private cost. C. Marginal social cost minus marginal private cost is negative. D. The marginal social cost is less than the marginal social benefit. 33. When an external cost associated with the production of some good has been internalized, it means that A. The consumer is bearing the net social benefits imposed by the producer. B. The external costs are incorporated into private decision-making. C. The private cost of production is borne by the producer. D. The firm is ignoring social costs. 34. When a farmer in Manitoba produces fertilizer runoff that pollutes the local water system, A. The farm should stop producing agricultural products altogether. B. The amount of farm output produced will not be cost-effective. C. The amount of farm output produced will be less than the efficient level. D. The amount of farm output produced will exceed the efficient level. 35. What is the marginal cost of pollution abatement? A. The social cost of producing one additional unit of pollution. B. The private cost of producing one additional unit of pollution. C. The cost of reducing pollution by one additional unit. D. The cost of the last unit of pollution produced. 36 When the marginal costs of pollution abatement equal the marginal benefits of pollution abatement. A. Any further reductions in pollution will continue to increase net social benefits. B. Then firms are likely to increase output. C. Any further reductions in pollution will lower net social benefits. D. Pollution has been entirely eliminated. 37 A downward sloping marginal benefit curve for pollution abatement means that A. The costs of pollution decrease as further amounts are abated. B. The marginal cost of pollution reduction will always exceed the marginal benefit. C. There are decreasing incremental benefits to be realized from additional increments of pollution abatement. D. It is impossible to know the benefits from additional increments of pollution abatement. 38 An upward sloping marginal cost curve for pollution abatement means that Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. A. The cost of an extra unit of pollution abatement will increase as the total amount of abatement rises. B. Additional increments of pollution abatement will yield decreasing benefits. C. It is impossible to know the benefits from additional increments of pollution reduction. D. The marginal benefit of pollution reduction will increase with additional increments of pollution reduction. 39 Zero environmental damage is probably A. Technologically possible but not economically efficient. B. Neither technologically possible nor economically efficient. C. Technologically possible and economically efficient. D. Economically efficient but not technologically possible. 40 Direct pollution controls can be inefficient because, for any given amount of pollution reduction, they A. Create new pollution as they eliminate existing pollution. B. Take into account differing marginal costs among firms. C. Cost too much to enforce. D. Do not minimize the total cost of pollution abatement. 41 Automobile emission standards are an example of A. Direct pollution controls. B. A market-based environmental policy. C. Tradable emission standards. D. Emissions taxes. 42 Consider two firms, A and B, that must engage in pollution abatement. If firm A has a lower marginal cost of pollution abatement than firm B, then A. Reallocating all abatement activity to firm A will reduce pollution and reduce the total cost of abatement. B. Regardless of costs, it is equitable for both firms to face the same direct controls on their pollution. C. Reallocating some of firm B's abatement activity to firm A can keep total abatement constant but reduce the total cost of abatement. D. Reallocating some of firm A's abatement activity to firm B will keep total abatement constant but will reduce the total cost of abatement. 43 Two firms, A and B, are legally required to reduce their toxic emissions. If firm A's marginal cost of abatement is $5 A and D, firm B's marginal cost of abatement is $5. A. Their joint total cost of abatement is at a minimum. B. Firm B should abate more, and firm A should abate less. C. Their joint total cost of abatement is at a maximum. D. Firm A should abate more, and firm B should abate less. 44 If emissions permits are traded freely between profit-maximizing firms in the private market. A. All firms will use identical pollution abatement technologies. B. There will be more than the optimal amount of pollution. C. Each firm will face identical costs of pollution abatement. D. Marginal abatement costs will be equalized across firms. 45 Economists often argue that a system of tradable pollution permits is cost-effective because A. Firms facing a high marginal cost of abatement will not abate at all. B. Firms facing a low marginal cost of abatement will not abate at all. C. Firms will choose their abatement so that their marginal cost of abatement equals the price of a permit, which is the same for all firms. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. D. Firms facing a marginal cost of abatement lower than the permit price will not abate at all. 46 Consider a coal-fired electric power plant that is operating under a cap-and-trade system. If its marginal cost of pollution abatement is $5 per unit and the price of the permit is $3 per unit, this firm will A. Buy permits and abate less pollution. B. Not abate at all. C. Buy permits and abate more pollution. D. Sell permits and abate more pollution. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. 47 A paper mill discharges chemicals into a river that washes the shores of a downstream resort area. The private cost, social cost, and marginal benefit associated with the production of paper are given by the following equations: PMC equals 5 plus Q, SMC equals 10 plus 2Q, and MB equals 35, 0.5 quetzales. A. Provide a labeled diagram to illustrate how the competitive free market will not produce the socially optimal amount of output. B. Illustrate the efficiency loss. C. Illustrate how a per unit tax could be used to correct this problem. 48. 3 roommates need to purchase candles for their new apartment. Candles are a public good. The marginal benefits to each of the roommates are given by PA equals 8, QA, PB equals 4, QB and PC equals 2, QC. Candles cost $11 each. A. Provide a fully labeled diagram showing how many should be purchased and how should the costs be shared. B. Briefly explain how the results would differ if the roommates acted non-cooperatively. How would the free rider problem be evident in this question? Quantity. Price. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. 49 Production of good X creates a negative externality. Marginal private costs, supply, RMPC equals Q and marginal social costs. RMSC equals 2 quetzales. Marginal benefits, demand, RMB equals 120 Q. A. Provide a supply and demand diagram to illustrate the fact that private decision-making will oversupply this good. Show the efficiency loss and the Pigouvian tax that would be required to eliminate the efficiency loss. B. The efficiency loss is equal to underscore 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 and the Pigouvian tax is underscore underscore underscore. 50 Bicycle paths are public goods which can be supplied at cost MC equals 5 plus 2Q where Q measures kilometers of bicycle paths. There are only 2 people in the city. Mr. A and Ms. B describe the free rider problem associated with the supply of this good. Suppose that demand is given by QA equals 50, 0.5 P and QB equals 25 P so that MBA equals 102 Q and MBB equals 25 Q. A. Find the efficient quantity of paths. Provide a fully labeled diagram. B. Calculate the cost of supplying the efficient quantity and suggest how this cost might be recovered from the 2 consumers. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. 51 The private cost of education at a college near UTM is $300 per course. Graduates of their business program can expect to earn marginal private benefits of MB equals 420 Q where Q is the number of courses taken. A graduate will create social benefits so MSB equals 410 quetzales. A. How many courses will a student choose to take? B. What is the socially optimal number of courses? C. Illustrate how a per unit subsidy could be used to correct this problem. 52 roommates have demand for cleaning. PA equals 20, Q, PB equals 40, Q and PC equals 40, 2 quetzales. Cleaning cost C equals 60 Q so MC equals 60. A. Illustrate and quantify the optimal purchases of this public good. B. The total cost C equals 60 Q of this service will be equal to underscore 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 dollars. C. The best way to divide the total costs of these services would be to have roommate B pay underscore 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 dollars. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. 5340 Commuters must decide between taking the GO train and driving on the QEW. A passenger on the GO can reach downtown in 20 minutes. The driver on the QEW can reach downtown in T equals 10 plus 0.5 D minutes where D is the number of drivers on the QEW. A. The non-cooperative solution predicts that commuters will spend a total of underscore 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 minutes. B. The cooperative solution predicts that commuters will spend a total of underscore 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 minutes. C. Provide a labeled diagram to illustrate and quantify your predictions. 54 Automobiles and industrial factories both contribute to air pollution in Toronto. The total cost of abating automobile emissions is given by CA equals YA 2 plus 8 while the total cost of abating in industry is CI equals 2 Y 2 plus 20. The total benefits from pollution abatement are B equals 28 Y, 0.5 Y 2 plus 20 where Y equals YA plus Y is the total amount of abatement. A. Calculate the socially optimal amount of abatement activity. B. How much should each sector abate? 55 A firm operates in a perfectly competitive market and receives a price $20 for its output. The marginal cost of production is given by MC equals 4 quetzales. A government study has found that the production process creates pollution and measures the social marginal cost of production at MSC equals 5 quetzales. A. Provide a fully labeled diagram that shows the private profit maximizing choice of output and the socially optimal choice of output. B. Calculate the per unit Pigouvian tax required to achieve the social optimum. Show the impact of the tax on the same diagram.